So this is just a quick little video to show how I've started already stripping it out. So I've took out the first modular seat that was here, leaving two modular seats behind which slide forwards and backwards, and I've took the back bench out which leaves all that empty space there. So effectively I think possibly that's where the kitchen's going to be, over that end on that side, which will leave all this empty space here through here for the bikes, and also for the kids to sleep on the floor. And obviously the ceiling will eventually be done as a high roof. Just doing a video. And then obviously these seats slide backwards, and that will still leave enough space for the kitchen behind. And then the plan is to try and get that seat a base that rotates so that can face backwards, and then I'll somehow get some kind of table arrangement here which will give us table and chairs. Obviously you can walk through from the driver into the back. That was one of the main key things we wanted, was to be able to walk through. So that's it for now. I'm just about to carpet shampoo because it smells a bit like wet dog. Carpet shampoo the carpets. Obviously I'm going to be putting a nice new carpet in, and shampoo the seats, the remaining seats, and yeah, that's it for now. So there it is. Just to look from the back view, so that's what it looks like from the back. So should be quite spacious. Obviously I've got to cut all this out to make that go a bit further back for cupboard spacing, or space inside the cupboard should I say. It'll have a worktop here which will have the double hob burner and the sink, the tap and so on, and then underneath hopefully a fridge. That side will probably be for all the water and stuff, and also I don't know whether I can get an oven in there, I'm not sure yet. And then I've got to figure out all the electrics and stuff, so still plenty to plan and plenty to do, but making a bit of a dent and the plan and so on, so fingers crossed, it all looks pretty good so far. How can something be that dirty? How can there actually be that much dirt? Even the Vax doesn't want the dirty water. What the hell? That is what you call dirty brown water. Minging. And I've only done the middle and the seats. This is the replacement door handle insert for the van, for the back tailgate, because the plastic bit's missing. So I've gone with just a hollow design made out of TPU, which is like quite a rubber but tough polyurethane, and it's looking quite smooth. It's just filling the last bit in now. It's filling the infill in by putting a nice coating on the top. All these little bits that you can just see in the gap, that'll all just pull out. That's just infill that helps support it so it would be able to print with a gap. That'll all pull out, and that will leave like a gap, much like a grommet, and then that will push into the gap in the van. So yeah, not far off, nearly done. Just putting a few little layers down. I've made this top bit a bit thicker just so it's a bit more comfy when you grab hold of it with your hand. Bit of a thicker bit, like a cushion for argument's sake. Just putting a nice little line around the edge there, isn't it? Nice and smooth. Lovely stuff to work with, TPU, once you get your printer dialed in. It's so smooth. It's a great product when it's finished, and it's flexible, but it's absolutely super strong. When you can stretch this stuff with all your strength, and like a piece as thick as that, you won't snap it, no way. You could hang your body weight off that, it's so strong. So yeah, good stuff. Pressed it?
Yeah.
Okay. The vacs couldn't do it, not a chance. Went over 20 times with the vacs yesterday and it was still brown soil coming out. So I've took the carpet completely out of the van, put it over the ladder, and I'm now jet washing it. Okay, stop it now.
Right. Right, Maya's just doing some hoovering up.
Trying to get all the bits and grease out.
Yeah. Is it hard?
No, not really.
Oh.
So what I did was with the base, I used this tool with a soft brush, and then now I'm getting up all the little crumbs that are all packed in the dip.
Yeah, like all those little bits. So she used that first, and then now she's using the like cornered bit. So I'm just gonna show them how she done it. So all of this. It's all of this. Still loads of bits there. Loads of bits there. And Maya's just doing it. Oh, there's loads there. You're having fun?
Yeah. I think I might change it to this brush now.
She's changing it to that brush right now. Right, she just turned the Henry Hoover off. You're pulling that off, aren't you?
Yeah.
And then she's putting the other one on. How are you feeling?
Feeling very strong. Well, a little bit. And then this is a lot softer to get. Oh, it's not on the right way.
It's not on the right way, she said. I got that weird face on video.
My hands.
Look at her hands, they're really red. Right now she's just like pulling it off.
Oh wait, where is swapping it.
And now
So
she's
now I'm
swapping
gonna-
it accidentally. But now she's
And
going to
then
put
I
it
have
back.
to see what it's the right way. That's the right way now.
Let's just show you over here. Dad's just doing that. He's just washing that.
Still not the right way.
Oh, it's still not the right way, is it?
Oh my god, my
Whoa. Loads of bits. Yeah, there's loads of bits, isn't there? There's still loads of bits like here.
But I'll come round to that bit later.
Yeah. And then all of that's probably clean. See that white bit? Yeah, it looks about like a bit of thinking.
So now I'm going to go over that side.
Woo! Right, she's coming over this bit. Yeah, you see all these bits on here.
Yeah, I will do.
And like all here. Right, I'm gonna do it from here now because you've moved there. Right, just over there. Right, she's over there now. One time she was here, now she's there.
Pass me the other lot nozzle too.
Okay, I'll be back. Right. Right. She can't do it, she says. I'm gonna help her.
Bring her around now. What do you want me to do?
Can you take that off and try and put it on, please, again? So now Hudson's giving it a try because I don't really know. No. You have to twist it. That's it, and then pull it off. No, the other way. Maybe the other way. Yeah. He said he wants a video. Go then.
I didn't say it.
He's riding it like a horse with a broom. Want me to try again?
Yes, please.
Right, she's switching it over to me. There's the hoover, of course. Right, just gonna. There she is. She's done it! She's the champion! Right, she's the champion. She's done it. You're the champion.
Yeah, thanks, sir.
There! Her arms are falling off, I think.
Right, now I need to do this one.
Yeah, now she needs to put on that one. And wait a sec, Maya, let me just show them. Oh, she needs to get
down this gap.
all this bits. All of them. And then there's also this here. Woo! Right, I'm coming here. Right, she's getting over there. Right, I don't know. Right, I'm going to just turn it. Can't do it. Yeah, turning that the right way because it's very hard actually. From why you have to turn it that way.
No. It's not so worth it.
Oh.
Alright.
Right. She's a bit tired, I think.
Just saying it's fun,
This is Pam doing her best seamstress work. She's putting a new steering wheel cover on. She's doing a very good job. It's looking quite factory at the bottom. She just moves her arm out of the way. Nice and tight on the edge there. She's got to go back round to do the other crisscross. But for the first run of stitch, it's going round. It's looking really good in grey. And then I'm doing all the door cards. They're going to be grey Alcantara, like suede. But for now,
killing my hand.
it's killing her hand. She sat on a little stool like a Chinese person. Don't know why Chinese people sit on little stools. I don't know why I said that, but anyway. And then me and Maya's took all the door cards apart.
Yeah.
She's done that herself today with the electric screwdriver. And she took all the door handles off and stuff.
Then what's
So-
the next job we're going to be doing?
We're going to be taking all the heating ducting out the back of the van
Yeah.
and taking the spare wheel off.
We'll see if we can fit the...
And then we're going to look at fitting the back seat in. And yeah. About it for now. Yeah, it was really good. Have you pushed it on?
Yeah.
Let's have a look. Yeah, it looks on to me. Right. Now on the gun, there's the little black switch.
This one.
Yeah, push that through. And then just pull the trigger.
This one.
Yeah. Yeah, that's it. Right, now take that bolt out that you put in there. Yeah. Because that's in the wrong place. Make sure it's nice and straight when it goes in.
It's
So
straight.
it's clicked in properly.
That's it, do it that way. Push down on the top of it. That's it.
Make sure it's nice and straight. Yeah.
That's it. Now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right, take it out. And then it should have gone in there.
Oh, I see.
So it's in line with the other three then, isn't it?
Oh,
Climbing the back because my coffee's here.
okay.
Could have climbed across from in there.
So,
Hand, put it in by hand first, a little bit. A couple of turns in. That's it. Right, now just nip it in. You don't need to hold it on for ages, just so it's nipped in. Make sure it's straight. Now you need to turn the black bit.
oh yeah.
Put the black switch across so it goes inwards now. That's it. That's it. Brilliant.
There we go.
Thank you. Going through. Have a look, pull it out. Oh yeah, just a little bit more. You should need to push a bit harder perhaps. I don't think that drill bit's the best. Tell you what, pull it out, twist that onto hammer. Go and try it like that. Pushing down, you're pushing on it. Is it coming off?
Nope.
Yeah, you got to push on it, make sure it's straight on the nut. Yeah? No. The others must have been looser then, mustn't they? I'll do it. Yeah, hold that.
That's very hard.
Right.
Got the extension on it.
Yeah, the extension.
You can't get on it straight. It's behind the plastic a bit in it. There we go. Want to finish it?
Yeah.
And then
Sorry.
Has that gone tight?
Strong tight.
Why has it gone tight? You might have twisted it. Pull the bolt off. See if it just comes off. I bet you've put it on an angle. Ah, what have you done? Right, hold that. Hold this. Oh no, it still is loose. It's just unscrew that. It's just be a very long bolt. There we go.
So it's off.
That's the seat belt out. And then that cover can go back on there then nicely. Somehow, there we go.
Yeah.
So just thought I'd do a quick little video. I've just, the injectors are all clean and sat on the workbench, ready to go back in. I've had to order specific stretch bolts, which were genuine part only. So I've had to pay £48 for 4 bolts today, which is annoying, but to reuse the old ones, because they've already been stretched, if I put them in and one shears off in the head, we're in big trouble. So for the sake of it, 45 quid, new bolts, whatever. New seals are on, injectors are all ready to go back in. So now I've just cleaned all the top of the rocker cover where all the oil had sprayed out and stuff, because the old seals had failed. I've just cleaned inside the holes where the injector seats on the head. So I'm just going to do a quick little video and I'm just going to show you how clean I've managed to get the seats on the head, which I'm quite happy with. So I've not got to cut them with a cutting tool. It seems like carb cleaner and a rag and a screwdriver has done the job perfectly. So I'll just switch the camera around and I'll show you. So there's the top of the engine, obviously with all the injectors removed, and the feed pipes from the fuel rail that you can see running along here, and all the feeds. Some of them I've had to take off just to get them out of the way. Injector plugs, and then there's a leak off pipe which joins each injector to each other. So cylinder 1, nice and clean in there. Let's get some focus on that. Can we focus that? Yeah, nice and clean. Cylinder 2, nice and clean. Cylinder 3, nice and clean. And then cylinder 4, also nice and clean. So quite happy that we've got some nice clean seats there, and the tubes are nice and shiny and clean from the carb cleaner. So the injector should go in really nice. And then when the injectors are back in and it's all bolted back up, then I'm going to put an engine flush through, flush all the oil out, get all the old oil out, all the dirty old oil that's probably been in there for every 10 years that the vehicle's been alive. Brand new filter on, obviously. Sumps coming off, clean all the sump out, clean all the oil pickup pipe up, and then put the oil pickup pipe back on, and then fresh new, nice new oil in there, and that should be mint. Great. So today's job is to try and complete the seat belt. You saw some photos of the bracket that I made, which holds the seatbelt barrel, which you can just see there through that gap. That's all mounted up on steel that's actually 3 times thicker than the car where it was originally bolted up, so definitely strong enough. Stainless steel bolts, all tempered bolts, and some original bolts. And that bolt there, I believe, is either Toyota off the Glanza or off the Honda Civic, maybe, I don't know. Nevertheless, it's a genuine automotive bolt. And then coming up here, this is where it got a bit more fun, because I've had to manufacture a way of fitting the seat belt at the high point, and obviously I'm using some nice big chunky super thick washers. Got that one there. There is actually a thicker one on the other side as well, which you'll be able to see through that gap. If I get a torch, you probably will. So I've had to cut a hole on the side as an access point so I can get a nut and bolt on the back. So you can just see in there, they've got a nice big chunky washer in there. Yeah, you can, can't you? Just, yeah. And then another washer the same as the one on the front, which really is stronger than the steel it's bolted to, because as you can see, it's not very thick. But it's only the same as what the seat belts were bolted to anyway. So now, how do you get a nut on the back of there? So I've cut this ugly slot, as you can see, which you won't see because it'll all be covered by plastic, all of that. So what I've come up with is, there's the nylock nut, and I have duct taped it onto a spanner to get it started. So fingers crossed it goes on. Now if you want to just camera here where I am working, let's see, stand there or something if you want. There we go, great. So I've got to miraculously get this through here, Houdini style. See if I can get on the back. It's already proving a bit of a problem. I can get that to start on there maybe. Can't really see what I'm doing. Don't know whether that's even on. No, it's not. It's just so dark in there, you see. Just can't really see. Oh, hang on, is that it? It feels right. Yeah, I think that's got it. Right then. Stand back a bit, mate. Something don't quite feel right there. It does not feel correct. The nut is on there. Doesn't feel very good though. Unless the drill's just not strong enough. Let's have a look with the old torch. What's going on in here? On there. I thought it was cross threaded. But you never know. Now the thread's coming out the other end just, so it's just hit the nylock. It's just obviously just really bloody tight. It is 12mm tempered, so it's quite big. So what we'll do is, we'll do it by hand. Right. So get this on the back. Let it go on the back. No. The open ended again then. That's on. Super duper tight. Yep, still rolls on my homemade copper bush that I made. It's nice and tight. How strong is it? Got a bit of flex in it, hasn't it? I suppose it's going to have to. There's not a lot I can do about that. It's because of the length of that axle. Unless I bin that axle off and don't have it like that. It's shorter, closer to the car, so it's not got that leverage point. I think it'd still flex though, wouldn't it? Ever going to be a problem? And that's me putting my full strength into it. I can get it to flex, but that's all it does is flex. I can't imagine that ever failing. But, have a think. Okay, stop it then, mate. So one little job I've got to do is the back of the tailgate of the van. It's been scratched up obviously over time using it as a van. Somebody's used it as a van. But I found a little trick, which it's not 100%, but it's definitely 80%, which gets these scratches out, is to use a heat gun on a very high heat and just gently heat it up. And you see scratches do just disappear a little bit. a fine line between getting rid of them and just melting the boot, and as you can see, that's gone a little bit wavy, but oh well, what can you do? Maybe it'll come back when it cools down, I don't know. Shit, but not as shit as it was before.
I can't see.
You're doing a full sanitise. That's what that does.
I still can't see.
Okay. Right, the rear gap is internal hole. Well, obviously it's got a curve in it. Curvature will make it 7, about 9 internal by obviously flat 3 internal, and then further bend around the side needs to be, I don't know, 5 would do it. I don't suppose it really matters about the gap, it's the slot, so we'll just make that solid. So that's pretty much that. The curve looks about 45 degrees, so I might probably just warm that up with the heat gun to put that on, so that's fine, no problem. Down there, let's get out and do that again. What was the other thing? Oh, these things. So width wise, that one is, if I make it 6, that should be all right. 6 with a little lip. And that one, 6 with a little lip would make it a bit loose. Probably make that one about 6.5 because I've cut the wood out. I've got to cut wood out of this one though, haven't I, as well? So ignore that last instruction and we'll say 6.5. Yeah, 6.5 on both of them will be alright. And then over here, I've already started cutting this one. And that one is, guess what? 6.5. So, if this one's not 6.5, I'll be surprised. Do the real upside down. 6 point. Yeah. No, that one's big for some reason. I've done that one. But if it was 7, it would be too tight. So we'll do that just a tiny bit over 6.5. Depth-wise, well, depth-wise, it's just got to come along on it. So I suppose if we make them 13 would be perfect. So we'll make them 12.5. 12.5 for all of them. That's that. And then we're going to make a circle for this one. And the circle is going to be I think we'll make a circle about I think if it was 6, would that be big? No, 5, 5.5 maybe then. Okay, leave that off. Cool. See how satisfying it is to pull off this almost too perfect to pull off support. It's very solid because of how strong it is. There it is. What a shame. Almost seems criminal.
Leave these on there, but I'll no two.
print's nice underneath though.
Is it?
Sure is. I knew it would be quite clean, which is why I did such a dense thing. And there it is. Fairly smooth enough. You won't see that anyway. That sits against the top of the seat. And there it is. 3 coat hooks to go on where the headrest goes in, behind the seat. And then these are going to be filled in with glow-in-the-dark pigment, so you'll be able to see i800 and the Hyundai badge glow in the dark. Yeah, lovely. Cool.
Cool.
4.5 hours of print. Nice and solid though. I wouldn't dare twist that way, but yeah, pleased with that. Decent.
Do you need these?
Everything uninterrupted. Completely ad-free. Welcome to Search ITV App Plus for your 7-day free trial and start living your uninterrupted best life.
Hola, Papa. I'm calling you to say that I sent you a little money because I really want you to be here on my wedding day to dance with me.
When you send money, you send more than money. Download our app and send to bank accounts, mobile wallets, or cash pay.
This is my messy garage, but that's not what I'm going to show you anyway. What I'm going to show you is my sliding rail design, which is for the sliding door that's going to go at the back of the van. So I designed these on the 3D printer, or on the computer obviously, and then I 3D printed them. So there's this little, like a little cutout, as you've seen probably on the designs, the drawings, a little concave roller which sits in there, and then that will have a cutout in the wood which will sit into the recess of the wood, and then this steel 4mm rod is what it will run on, which will be bolted to the bottom, well, on the shelf I suppose you could say. And there's 4 of those little beauties, and then down here these are all the little supports which that rail will sit on, and then at the ends I've just got to pull that bit of infill out, that little support, but that's basically the clamps that will go on each end of the rail like that. That's just the infill, well, not infill, sorry, support that it has to print so that it can print a hollow. So it prints it like that, and then you just break it off, you just pull it out, and that's that. This is my little control unit. Just got USBs and plugs and sockets in it, loads of little switches, and that's the back of it. All looped, 1 live, 1 ground, powers the lot. Also gives, well, there's a fuse for each individual live feed that comes off each switch, and there is a fuse anyway just before that which goes to the main feed, which will act for the socket and the USB sockets as well. And each switch also has a little blue LED when it's switched on. Quite cool. A little overview of the van. It's obviously far from ready yet, so I haven't got these little bags that go over the back, so that's a bit of storage. I've got the leisure batteries on charge, and that's now saying full, which is great. So they've been cycled and charged, as you can see. Just starting to scribe the worktop to make that fit in, but I'm getting tired and it's getting late and cold, so I'm not going to carry on doing that. I've done a lot today. Just coming around to the inside, so there's our little toilet. It's not going there obviously, but it's just, I've just chucked it there because it keeps getting in the bloody way everywhere I go. It's there. There's our little toilet, so you open this little thing to do your poos and wees, and after you've finished you shut that, lid comes down, and a little pumper, that's your flush, that just squirts a bit of the cleaning stuff down. Then when you've finished, it all clips off and you go and empty it, whatever. That's Pam's job. That's where the fridge will go. So obviously the worktop's not going to stick out this much. It's all going to be scribed to sit back into the gap. So under here we've got one little storage bit. It's only very shallow because that's where the sink will be, like here. And then here will be the twin gas hob, which under here, loads of storage, because the gas hob, I don't think it's even as deep as that, to be fair. So there'll be loads of storage in there anyway. And this has all been vinyl wrapped by myself. Looks lovely on the video. It doesn't look quite as pretty as that in real, but it's nevertheless, it's pretty good. Then down here we've got another little bit of storage. That'll be a big piece of storage, although fresh water bottles will be in there, as well as other things. Then over here, so that's the bit that was bought as a flat pack, engineered from a cabinetry company up in North Yorkshire. Shut this over. Where the hell's the handle? There it is. Just in case anybody's watching me and thinks, why is he talking to himself? So that all comes all back. I've left a nice little cubby hole here, which I'm just going to leave open. That'll be good. Put in shoes or anything really, anything in a little box or whatever. And then in here, this is where that sliding door is going to be that I've just showed you the rollers for. So that will literally go forwards and backwards. And I've done it in such a way that the design that it'll come beyond here, so it'll be completely fill the gap, but when it slides back it will go actually slightly beyond, so it'll be gone because the depth of the cupboard is slightly more that side than the opening I've done. I've got to put a backer on there probably to stop stuff falling off, but I'll get to that. So then electric stuff, so I've made this so that you can get in and out of it, because that's access to where my batteries are going to be, or are. So that comes out, and in there, I've got a torch in here somewhere. Yes, I have. So just pop that on. In here we've got 2 leisure batteries, both 12 volt. Some idiot, me, slightly scuffed a screw into the edge of the battery and burst it, and all the acid came spraying out the other day. So I've had to plastic weld that and fill it all up with acid again. Well, only one of the cells, but I've checked the cells all seem fine, they're all holding charge, and as you can see the smart charge has just fully charged it now, and it's holding a nice 12.9 volts, which is absolutely brilliant. 172 amp hours of power there, which is absolutely loads for what we're going to need. So running parallel with some nice hefty big chunky cables. Earth goes over there. It made more sense to have 2 batteries in parallel than one big battery, because one big battery, the best you can get is 110. This is 172. So, and also if one goes down, you've still got a spare, you're not in the crap. Then we've got one big live feed coming off here to a 25 or 30 amp fuse, not 100% sure, and that is 30 amp cable, which was off an amp from many years ago, going up to this little fuse box. Got the cover off with one hand, there we go. I'm going to put all my little stickers on there yet. And then all these fuses are 7.5, because I sort of think everything that I'm using is sort of 5 amps roughly or less. But if you were going to have a fault, definitely you're going to pop a 7.5 amp fuse. And the main thing to remember is that this cable is, I think, is 17 amp cable. So at the end of the day, they're going to pop long before that's going to burn. So they should be fine. I've only put 3 in at the moment, because one for the fridge, one for the hob piezo, which I'll also share that same one with the tap, which obviously has a little micro switch and a water pump which draws the water up out of the tank. Highly unlikely you'll use both at the same time, but even if you did, it's still not going to draw more than 7.5 amps to draw a little bit of water out of a tank, and also the piezo to just spark a little bit. But I mean, if you're mindful, just don't have the tap running while you're using the sparking the oven up, hot hob up, whatever. This one, what's that one for? Oh yeah, that is 17.5 amp, as we said, with 7.5 amp fuse. That is going to feed that little control panel that I spoke about earlier, which really, phones don't draw any current. The telly, which is going to be powered from that through that 12 volt socket, is going to draw around about a maximum of 5, probably more like 4 amp. And again, are you going to use the telly and charge your phone at the same time? Maybe you will, maybe you won't. If I do, the cable's more than capable of handling that ampage, so I could always just put a 10 amp in there instead. And the other sockets are going to feed some LED lights, which again don't draw anything. But again, would you have the telly on and the lights on? I don't know, you might have them on dim. Just things to be mindful of is how much you're using at once. Saying that, I could just take another feed from there, it wouldn't be any big deal. I could just take 2 feeds. Or, like I say, this is 17.5 amp. I could put potentially, I'll put a 10 in, could put a 15, it's a little bit close to the ampage of the cable, but it should be alright anyway. I'm only using 3 currently. I've got up to 10 available, which I can fuse. I could send another feed to it if I wanted, or a feed to the switches and a separate feed to the sockets, I suppose, is one option, but I haven't looked at that yet. I'm not that far ahead. So there's my little cabinet, which you can see goes back a fair amount. It's all right size. Store loads of stuff in there, clothes if you need to, and you know, some spare stuff. I mean, with that and these two as well, food, pasta, tinned food, rice, all those kind of things, we've got absolutely stacks of room, for the fact that we're probably only going to go for 1-2 nights away, I don't know. So we're well equipped for loads of space. So let's put that little beauty back up. So that gives you some idea of that. I've also, as you might have noticed, set, and you probably can't quite see on this video, but one battery is set back further than the other. The reason for that is I needed a void here, and I hope I've got enough void here, otherwise I've got to start messing about again. But because I'm going to cut a circle in there, and that's where my little 16cm Alpine speaker is going to be, on that side. And then on this side, which is where the original one is, there is a 16cm speaker behind there, which will be getting ripped out, and I'll be putting an Alpine one in there, I would have thought, as well, or Infinity, or Kenwood, I don't know, whatever I can get that's good. Obviously there's the seat. Seat leaves us with a little gap there, which is perfect, because I'm going to have a drop down table which will hang off the front of here. Obviously will come out, but when it's folded it drops down flat on a sliding bar tubular rail, which will run under here, and that will, when it's dropped down, I've took the measurement so that it will drop down to the floor flat, and then it will slide out the way back over there, and it will probably also stop the shoes from falling out as well when you go in the corner. So that's that. So far I've added about 4 ton to the right hand side of the van, because this kitchen worktop on its own weighs about 3.5 ton, as I found out just now. Let's tip that water up so it doesn't hurt. Turkey baster, perfect for transferring water and acid from one cell to another, as I found out today. There's the front of the van. Not really done anything to that for a while. Seats pretty much all done, floor's all done, all nice and level. Yeah, nothing really to say about that. Another bit of storage there on the back of that seat, which is quite useful. And then just one little thing, let's just pop that back in, if I can pick it up. Let's get that back in there. Look at that, like a glove. Alright, just coming back here to get them out, because they're the sort of things that will get nicked in the night. So everything else is alright. Don't think anyone's going to break in for a tape measure. Slide that back. And then, just quickly show you. Oh, I didn't take the battery off charge. What was I going to show you? Oh yeah, this end compartment here which I'm going to silicone it all up. I don't really know why, but I'm going to silicone all the gaps for argument's sake. And that is where a 6 kilogram propane bottle will live. I'm going to silicone it up, but then I'm going to cut a hole for the pipe. So there you go. That's using your brain, innit? So whatever. Maybe I suppose I could silicone the pipe in, couldn't I? Put a grommet in there, I don't know. Print a grommet out, whatever. So yeah, that's about all I can really show you that I've done really so far. So there you go. I'll do another video and I've got something more to show you. I've just found one little thing that I didn't show you actually. So this here, this is the start of the parts that we've been printing in PETG, which is super duper strong. These are the start of the parts. We can just make out like that, but obviously spread apart a lot further is where the tube will run through, which will hold the table onto the side of the cabinet. That is just the clip that's going to hold the leg up. Couldn't print it all together because it takes 28 hours to print. So I've printed it in sections. So those took, would you believe, 5.5 hours to print because they're solid. There's no hollow infill in that. It's absolutely solid plastic. PETG, which is the same as like what Tupperware is made out of, I think, because it's BPA free. So you can actually make drink and food holders and stuff out of this stuff. It's absolutely fine, whatever. But it's super duper strong. I mean, like super strong. It's got a slight flex to it as well. It's UV proof and all sorts of stuff. So basically, it's perfect. Now, those parts, would you believe if you buy the parts as a kit, there's about another 8 pieces that I've got to print yet. But those parts that you see in front of you, plus the other 8 bits that go with it, actually cost £56 on eBay or from a camper shop. Anything up to 70 quid. Absolutely ridiculous. Well, you would get the aluminium leg with that, I suppose, and the metal rod. But metal rod and aluminium leg, what's that going to cost me? £10 at most. So 76 quid's worth of parts for a tenner and a bit of printing. Good stuff, eh? I've just got to do this to show you. You know, this cable, absolutely no reason why it's like it, but these cables, look at them. Let's face this, right? You know, if you were falling off a cliff and you grabbed your first vine or cable you could see, for sure you'd plummet to your death. But if you manage to grab hold of a cable that's from my house, you're laughing, you could abseil on it forever. Guaranteed, you ain't gonna fall, because my cables always are ravelled just for no reason. Great, isn't it? Oh well. Hey, look at this. This is me new electric plane, and I tell you what an absolute godsend. It's the best tool I've ever had. It's just amazing. It's dead quiet, it's dead smooth. It takes wood off like butter off a knife. And just get perfect straight edges all the time. The only tool I really need to get now is a router. I'll have to see if Pam will get me a router, and then I think I've got a fairly good collection then. So today we have got a worktop, and it's all cut in and fits nice, all cut out and ready for the hob and sink, which we've just had a nightmare email saying that we're not going to get it till mid-May. So I've messaged him back. I've said if that's the case, I'll have a refund please, because that is ridiculous. But anyway, so that's that. And I've had to completely redesign my sliding door, and I've now redesigned it, would you believe, using bearings out of roller boots. So now slides really nice on the little roller boot bearings, which you can probably see. Look there, I don't know, perhaps if we come in there, put the light on, you'll see roller boot bearings. So there you go. Good, eh? What else? I think that's about it. It took ages trying to get all that line correct, because also I wanted it to sit nice and tight under this rubber seal at the back here, and it does. It sits nice and snug. And of course I had to taper all the underneath, and you'll be able to see it. Put the light back on. You'll be able to see in here. I had to shape all under there. I had to taper it all off to follow the contour of the metal of the van and round that bit. Absolute nightmare. But anyway, it's done now. And I ran out of white wrap. So unfortunately I'm waiting for white wrap to be delivered so I can wrap that. And because I haven't got the wrap to wrap that, I can't put the last runner in, because otherwise I won't be able to get it out to wrap it. That also means I can't screw the worktop down, because if I screw the worktop down, I can't get that out. So I'm waiting on white wrap now. Waiting on a sink. Waiting, always waiting. Waiting for bloody parts. And, oh, I know what I've got to show you as well. Me and Hudson did this yesterday. So we now have a cupboard for the gas. Not finished, obviously, but nevertheless, it is a cupboard. And it shuts and clicks and whatever else. Gutted I missed that. Bollocks.
That's gold to 82222. MCNCompare.com want you to know how great their motorbike insurance.
Welcome to another camper van video. Camper van video. Right, so the latest that we've done. Pamela's put quite a bit of effort in today, I have to say. So, let's just spin us around. So, obviously a bit of a mess still on here, but so what have we achieved today? The worktop is on and solid, and it is solid as well. We've pretty much finished the sliding door. Put the trim on, absolute nightmare to do. Trying to Dremel out the router, because the router bit that I bought was the wrong size. So we've got our little O-rings in here, although I'm going to make them a bit nicer. But we have a nice slidey bit, and that's that in there. You just see me copper pipe, which I've not finished. I'm going to finish the gas supply tomorrow. So that is the sliding door. Under here you can just see I've got the rail for the table. That's the two sliding rail bits for the table. So the table will, when it's flat down, will slide behind the chairs. And why is this not very wide? Oh, I don't know. And then obviously it slides out, flips up. This is my leg, what I've made. So one leg, and that obviously flips up on there. So that's how it will be when it's under the table, and then that will fold up underneath the table. And then if I've done my measurements correct, that will drop down, and then it'll slide down around the corner. Probably won't go anything like that, but anyway. So that's that. Worktop's all on and all screwed down, and then you might have noticed there's something on the worktop. So this is all fixed in. I haven't done the gas supply yet, but it's all fitted in. So there is my twin gas hob, which all works. And then over here we have our sink, which if you turn this little thing here, we get water coming out. How good's that? And that folds down, that comes down there, and there you go. So that's what we've achieved today, isn't it, Pam?
Now, dinner.
Dinner time.
And we're knackered.
I'm not going to show you around the back of the sink because it looks a mess. There's just wires everywhere, so we haven't really finished that bit. But it's all there, just needs neat and tidying. And Pam bought us a little kettle as well. I've got one of these. Look at that, how cool is that? It's like grandma's. Anyway, I think that's everything for today. Great. So just a quick update on the van. Done quite a few bits today, got quite a bit done. So let's have a little look. So in here we have the gas pipe for the gas bottle, pipe for the gas bottle. Not got a regulator yet, but I have got one reserved at a shop. So I just need to go and collect that at some point. That's all hooked up to the hob now. So with a regulator on there and a bottle in there, the gas hob and everything is fully working. So that's that. What else have I got? Let's shut this down. I have to put on so that the door doesn't hit the garage door. Right, okay, so in here we have, obviously the hob's all done, we knew about that, already seen that. What that is. We now have a pull-out rack, which pulls out, so you can put all your stuff on it. Pam's already started stocking it up. I don't know when we're going to eat all that, but anyway. So yeah, pull-out rack, so we can get some big bottles of water in there or whatever we need to put in there. And there we go. Soft close as well. How lovely is that? So that's that on the side. Is the best way to utilise that space. In here, she's put some cleaning stuff. That's all the little information for the hob. I don't know whether you have to have that, but it tells you all like things to do with the gas regulations and all that stuff. Nothing's changed up there. In here, yeah, Pam's been stocking up again. So I got myself a coffee decafetier because I can't drink instant coffee anymore. I'm a coffee snob these days. So I thought I can grind my own coffee and take it with me, and I can have proper coffee where I go. Pam picked these up, they were quite good. Plastic, and again plastic there. Got some non-stick pots and pans, plastic cups and plates. There is some collapsible silicone cups somewhere, I don't know what she's done with them. And our whistling kettle, as you've already seen, chopping board. And then I put this on. This is magnetic, so we've got our little salt and peppers which just stick on there, magnetic. And I suppose potentially we could put some knives on there as well. I suppose that's what it's really for. So that's that. In here, nothing in there at the moment, just the water bottle. In there, I don't think much has really changed in here. Sliding door operates a bit nicer, a little bit smoother on the old roller boot bearings. We changed the little rings because Pam thought the blue ones looked cheap. So these ones are a bit rougher, but they are nicer printed. Oh, it's come off. We need gluing in. It's not very good for the video, is it? Silver, there we go, in keeping. And the rail is in, that all works and everything. A little bit of decal going on there, largely because I actually put a scratch in this white, so I thought I need something on there. So the other thing we've got is our table. Now this was a bit of a nightmare, this table, because they're so bloody expensive. But then I found a company down the road who was also expensive, but I drove a bit of a hard bargain with him. He was in Mount Sorrel and he builds camper vans. Brilliant place, some brilliant vans down there. I went down there and managed to strike a deal on him. This piece of glittery tabletop. I'd already bought this blue trim, intentionally to blue trim everywhere what you see silver trim. I was going to replace with that blue. We decided it was going to look like a kid's bedroom, so we decided not to bother in the end. But because I'd already bought it, I wanted to use some, so I thought I'll keep the table blue. I've already done my rails in blue, 3D printed beautifulness. So that's that. So table I've designed, well, not very well. It's supposed to be 70mm, but because the table's got a curve on it, it's about 73mm, which is why it hits the floor. But I can't really take the rail up anymore, so it just is what it is. I'm not building Buckingham Palace, it's a camper van. So that comes out here, and then that will drop down the leg after it's scraped all the white off. Nice. So it goes like that. And you can probably see there's no leg on the bottom, no foot on the bottom. I had to take the foot off because it was too wide. So I'm just going to print a slightly smaller one out, which is why also the table looks like it's slanted a little bit, because it's lost a couple of mil off the bottom of that leg. But there is my table. I even made, with these little sliders, some locks. So when they're locked in like that, it can't come off its rail because they're in place. And then if you need to take it off, which you do because there's a centre support, if you want to move it further up, you just undo those little catches, and then it does actually just lift off there. Obviously it has to be down to lift off because I've done the worktop overhanging more than perhaps most people would. So a few little things. They're not really like oversights, they're just, that's how I've decided to make it, and so it just is what it is. So that's my table, gloss white underneath, but slightly creamier than my white. And Pam liked the glittery white, so we've gone with the glittery white. There we go. So there it is, glittery white. It doesn't look very glittery on here, but it is glittery. You can just see it now, glittery. Lovely. Look at that. So, the table is done. Let's see if I can get the table back up. So leg goes up, table drops down. It's wedged in now. Oh yeah, I've completely mozzed that up, haven't I? It's something like that anyway. It's because I've not put them little locks back up. Oh, what a monk. Hang on. Hang about. In an ideal world, I'd be editing this, but I'm just not. So for now, there it is. It's out of the way. So that's how it goes. Slides back out of the way. Oh, what am I doing? When the clips are on, it doesn't fall off, obviously. But so that's in place. Keeps it out of the way, and there you go. Whatever. What else have we done? This is my control panel. Now I had a bit of a nightmare with this earlier on because I decided to redesign the wiring loom on the back, which I'll send you a photo of what I've done now. But I redesigned the wiring loom on the back of it, completely not thinking or not looking at it properly. And what I actually did was create a massive short on it. Luckily, I decided to check it in the garage on a motorbike battery that I had. Which resulted in very instantly a lot of smoke and a lot of sparks and flames, and the wire set on fire and whatever else. So I had to cut loads of wires off. I had to start making new wiring loom because I'd melted all the wire away. But I've made a new wiring loom. I know what I did wrong, idiot, but I've done it right now. And the reason why I was changing it is because the way they'd wired it up from factory was that it was basically just live all the time. So what it meant was, once you connected your battery, this was lit up all the time. So it would just be on for no reason. So what I decided I wanted to do, I want to use one of these switches to make the whole panel live. So basically, until this switch is switched on here, this panel is just dead. There's nothing. When you switch this on, we get a voltage reading, live USBs, and a 12 volt socket. Now until that switch is switched on, these have all got power. Well, that one hasn't because I've disconnected that one because that was the one that the surge of power went through, so I've left that one dead just in case it's damaged inside. But these have all got 12 volts on them should you need it. But when this one's switched on, this is also now live. That's live, only 12 volts still. 12.6 in fact. 12.6 volts is the reading on my battery. And when you switch this off, there's nothing. That's how I want it. Now, yeah, so that's fused now at 7.5 amp. No, 7.5. Phone just decided to time out. Don't know why it did that. So yeah, it's fused down there, and yeah, should be all right. And I think that's pretty much it for today. So today's little job, and this is the only job I'm doing this week while the kids are here, is, or was, and is now done, was to put a reverse camera on the van, because being the length of it, it's quite hard to judge sometimes when you're reversing, especially when you're reversing in like Tesco's. You can't judge where the car is that's behind you, so I definitely needed one. So I bought one off Amazon that would fit with my fancy head unit. It was very expensive though, at £8 delivered. But anyway, have a look. So there's the back of the van with the bike carrier on. There it is, there's the little camera. Well, you've seen it actually, I showed you it in the packet, didn't I, when I first got it. So there it is, all wired in, cables all routed. Absolute nightmare to route. So obviously, well, I haven't put the back cover back on yet, but it's all there. There's my choice of earth point. And the cable goes through there. Looks a bit ugly, I know, but the cover will be on, so it doesn't really matter. That's just taped up just to keep all the excess wire and loom together and just glued up so it won't rattle around in there. And then that goes all the way up there. Goes through there. Yes, I know it looks a bit ugly, but I couldn't have it coming through the rubber because although it comes through there, it doesn't come out of there because it comes down here, because you have to wire it to your reverse light for both the power and the signal for the live anyway. So that goes back up there. The only thing that does go through the conduit is the AV signal, which obviously goes through there, comes through there, comes out the other side of here, and then it runs the full length of the van. Well, there's no point in showing you that because you know what I mean. And then, let me shut this down. I think I've got the keys in my pocket. Yes, I have. Ooh. Keys, keys, keys. Pop the keys in. So there's my 10.1 inch screen. It always looks dusty. Oh God, what am I doing now?
The world keeps changing. That doesn't mean you have to put a stop on your future. The University of Lincoln.
I always do something stupid in a video, don't I? Anyway, there it is. So there's the head unit. Blah, blah, blah. So pop it in reverse. And there we go. That is the camera. Couldn't quite get the bumper in view, and I had it facing quite far down, and well, I think it'd be alright. Still give me more than a good enough idea of what's behind me. So there you go. Very good, you think? Yes. Hello. So I've done a little bit more on the van. Said I wasn't going to this week, but since it's rained all day today and we had charged the bikes, and every intention was to go for a bike ride today, but it's not really happened because of the weather. So I thought, well, I'll just do a little bit on the van. So it was a little bit. It was what I needed to do. It wasn't too bad actually. It was mostly in the house making the wire and loom up and stuff. But so I decided I need to put some lighting in the van, and I didn't really know exactly what to do, and I wanted to put some of this 50/50 LED strip in here, but at the same time I don't like it where you can see the lights. So I thought I'll try and make something, because you can't buy anything like this. So what I wanted was to make an opaque tube that you could have any colour you wanted. So anyway, this is what I've come up with. So wired on to switch 1. We now have LEDs. So I got this tube. I bought this tube off a company online that's all they do is just tube. Plastic tube, like you would use for your plumbing or whatever. But I can't find any shops in the world that sell it in clear. So you go B&Q, you can buy it in black, brown, white or grey. But you can't buy clear. So I had to buy this offline. The postage was actually more expensive than the tube. But anyway, so there's the tube. So I've put 50/50 LED strip inside it, which was a nightmare to stick in, but anyway, we've done it. And then we've put black tape along the top just to try and hide the lights themselves so that you just see the light. And then I used some fine wet and dry paper just to dull the plastic down.
Are
What?
you going to go down through the back?
Well,
Thanks
no.
for ruining my video, completely ruining the video, Maya. Hello, so I've done a little bit more on the van. Said I wasn't going to this week, but since it's rained all day today and we had charged the bikes, and every intention was to go for a bike ride today, but it's not really happened because of the weather. So I thought, well, I'll just do a little bit on the van. So it was a little bit, it was what I needed to do. It wasn't too bad actually. It was mostly in the house making the wiring loom up and stuff, but so I decided I need to put some lighting in the van, and I didn't really know exactly what to do, and I wanted to put some of this 50/50 LED strip in here, but at the same time I don't like it where you can see the lights, so I thought I'll try and make something, because you can't buy anything like this. So what I wanted was to make an opaque tube that you could have any colour you wanted. So anyway, so here's the lighting. So what I wanted was a tube of light. You can't really buy anything like it, not that I'm aware of. So I looked on places like B&Q and stuff like that for tubing. You can only buy tube in grey, white, brown or black, not clear. So I found a company online that does clear tubing. And in actual fact, the postage was more expensive than the tube because of the length of it. And that's 2 meters of it, what you can see there. I've cut, it came in 2.5 meter lengths. Anyway, so there's the tube. It's got 50/50 LED inside it, which is a nightmare to stick in, but I have stuck it in anyway. And then I've put black tape along the top because I didn't want to be able to see the light. I just wanted to see the light that come off it. I didn't want to see all the dots. So that's the top. It's powered from switch 1. And I made a load of clips on the printer, which I didn't make them come round quite enough, so they don't really stay in. So I've got to remake them anyway. I'll just remake them a bit bigger, just so they wrap round a little bit better, just so that they stay on. So you push it on there, it pops off somewhere else. So I'll make them a bit stronger, those, just so it follows the contour of the van. No big deal. I did make them a little bit shallow, thinking that they might not flex much and it might be hard to push the pipe on, but I went a bit too far. I made them too shallow, but I'll remake them, no big deal at all. And then so that's two meters of lighting, and then the same underneath as well. So of course, I'll just hold that back there so you can see both of them. It is RGB, so you can have any colour you want: blue, green, red, anything really, yellow, turquoise blues, nice bit of purple there. Basically have anything you want, and then you've got all your usual controls on there, so you can have flash in and fade in and all that stuff. But anyway, the main thing was really just have some light, even if it's just ambient light. When you're watching telly, you want a bit of low light, and obviously you can put it on quite a light setting if you want. You can turn the brightness up and down, obviously, so you can have it really, really dim. Actually, it doesn't seem to change much on the camera. The camera must compensate a bit, but so yeah, it'll probably look much better in the dark. It's still quite bright at the moment, but the little Red Bull thing just glows up a little bit. Again, it'll glow more in the dark, but anyway, so yeah, that's it. Just doing a little video of us cooking dinner in the van. And we've got toast. Well, it's still bread at the moment, but and we've got sausage and beans. And we've got toast and sausage and beans. I've got some butter for the toast. That's about it really, and some crisps. Got loads of other stuff as well.
It's better than having the same as like every week at McDonald's.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, we have McDonald's all the time.
But we have got some other supplies if we should need it.
Yeah.
So there we go. It's very warm in here. It's definitely not cold. It's not. You know, like when we did Rutland Water, it was still freezing, wasn't it? But my God, it's roasting in here with the heat, with the cookers on. So,
maybe it's because it was the first time used.
I suppose what we could do, to be fair, if we're cooking on this one, we could still have this one down.
It's like a...
Because then the window's still
Yeah, because it's not like you need the
open,
top
isn't
at the
it?
moment,
Because I don't
is
need
it?
the sink now, and I can use that as a worktop then.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. For the worktop.
Bro.
Hello.
He's having old then.
You got a message for Pam?
I don't know.
Maya had one, I think.
What's she?
Oh, I said most of it last time. Right, I don't know, like, what should I say?
Hello, Pam. See you Friday.
Right,
Too fizzy now.
right, you've got to say it with me because last time I did it all myself. Ready? 3, 2, 1. Hi, Pam. I'll see you on Friday.
Friday.
Love you.
Love you.
Hudson!
I didn't run!
Pam's got the electric screwdriver. Well then, let's see if she can undo the Jubilee clip.
Get to work. You ain't gonna see anything. I'm going in the cupboard.
I can, because there's another angle.
Oh,
You get in there, and then I can see you.
I'm in the cupboard.
Get in the cab.
We don't fit now.
Oh, that's funny, isn't it? It fitted a minute ago. Has it changed size then?
Yeah,
So what's up with it? Too small or too big?
too small. I think I put it on that side, that's why.
I don't think it's that big. Try that one. I don't think it's that big. Offer it onto the Jubilee clip. Staring at it.
That's too big. It's too big.
It's that bloody Three Little Bears. It's not that one, it's not that one. It's got to be quarter then.
Just right.
Go on then.
How come I get all the bad jobs?
I wouldn't say it was a bad job.
It is. Very tricky. Oh yeah. Okay. It's off.
Is it off?
But the pipe isn't because I can't put it off.
Can't you pull the pipe off?
No.
That's what you need to do, pull the pipe off.
Pull the pipe out.